Just us, I guess.
Justice again.
Again.
I listened to an album by Justice, or Justice, as they're known earlier. Access All Arenas, their live album. It's very, very good.
Okay.
That's Christian's music recommendation of the day. Music recommendation of the day. Unfortunately, they wrote the jingle before asking how many syllables were meant to go in it.
Yeah. Christian's music recreation of the day. No.
Recreation? Oh, recreational use of music. You've got to be careful, because before you know it, you're playing the French horn and stuffing tubas up your nostril.
Oh. Well,
I mean, that's assuming you go brass. You might stay woodwind. You never know. Some people, not everyone goes brass.
I was gonna say, at least it's up the nostril, not anywhere else.
Yeah, but I thought that was a bit obvious, so I picked another orifice.
It's like, yes, we can't stoop that low.
Oh no,
not in this podcast.
Good God, heavens, no. Good God, up in heaven.
Good heathens, no.
God is heaving at the moment. He's been out all night on the town with Jesus, because it was God's 50th, so Jesus took him out.
I didn't know if we were going to go like, it's Jesus' 21st or something. No, he would have still been down here by that point, wouldn't he? I don't know what age was he meant to have been when they did all the shit.
I think he was around 30ish, as far as I remember from studies.
Got some good innings for back in that day, because 30's practically old age pensioner in those times.
Yeah. How old was Jesus when he was crucified? He didn't die.
Oh.
Remember, he didn't die. It was 30s, low to mid 30s. People reckon. Yeah.
Just after the Red Dwarf posse turned up.
Jesus' crucifix. I was reading about this the other day. Or the other week, is one of the few things that most historians generally agree actually happened, was that a religious leader called Jesus was crucified.
Yeah.
That's one of the few things people can agree on.
Christians have just kind of bigged it up a bit.
yeah, just a little bit. They've made an awful lot more of that than they.
Yeah. First words that popped into my head.
I keep waiting for them to do something with it, but it doesn't seem to have gone anywhere yet.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jesus, Jesus is from Christianity. Christianity is type of Christianity is the official religion of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. One of the people who was born in that country was J.R.R. Tolkien, and one of the books he wrote was The Hobbit.
Okay, yeah, I knew the last couple of facts of that.
So, you know, I don't know if you've ever read or listened to the book of The Hobbit, but it is...
No.
It's a good little book. It's a fun little book.
I've watched the 3 Lord of the Rings films. That's kind of the most of that universe I've ever...
Have you... You haven't seen the 3 Hobbit films then? No.
No, I haven't seen the Hobbit.
I wouldn't bother if I was you.
I didn't hear good things, so I didn't bother. If I was lukewarm on the Lord of the Rings franchise anyway, and the Hobbit ones aren't as good as the main trilogy, I didn't think I'd be that into it.
Yeah. But I want to recommend something, not necessarily to you if you're not into it, but to anyone who might be listening, called The Hobbit M4 Book Edit. It's not a motorway.
The Hobbit by M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
Okay, no, fair.
Which basically, it's someone recut it. There's been a load of these sort of like recut Hobbit films going around. But this one was someone basically
the modern trend nowadays.
Yeah.
Just to recut a film.
Someone basically sat down with the book and took the footage from The Hobbit and made the book in film form. Because the Hobbit films aren't that. They've added in a ton of low plot lines and all sorts of shit. And it was
taken out the crap, reworked it so some things look like other things, and
And
Okay.
it came out to about 4 hours 20 minutes, which is about the same as one of the extended editions of one of the Lord of the Rings films.
Okay.
And it was really, really, really good. I've read The Hobbit, and this was excellent. It was really good. If they'd have made a
Okay.
film like that, could have been so much different. Especially as well, like there's bits, like emotional bits near the end, got me so much more when I'd seen the story as intended, and they didn't puff out the runtime with a load of characters you didn't care about that they invented just for the sake of having a love story or whatever.
Okay.
Like the bromance between, Bilbo and the guy whose name I've forgotten,
Bilbo.
Thorin. Yeah, yeah. It's I mean, it was really good. Much recommend.
The only thing I really know about the Hobbit ones is that McCoy was a character because he kept banging on about it in the five-ish Doctors reunion.
Oh, him, yeah. Sorry, when you said McCoy, I thought Star Trek.
Oh no, sorry, Sylvester McCoy.
Sylvester McCoy,
McCoy. Yeah.
Now, see, he's not in the book either, so he wasn't in this film.
Oh, well, I won't like it then. No, McCoy, that was kind of the only thing that was like, oh, I might watch that one day just to see what Sylvester McCoy's like.
Just watch the scenes on YouTube. He's not in it much.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Not worth it then.
Yeah. What was I going to say?
Okay. No, fair enough. Board of the Lings.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was so I went on like a sort of like a a binge of a kind of load of Lord of the Rings related stuff, and I discovered that because there's this
Hasn't
party.
that just been your life? One big binge of Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, one of many things that are binged.
Yeah.
And like the dwarves that go on this quest in The Hobbit, they've got, I can't remember all of them, but it's like Thorin, Dorin, Oingloin, Biffer, Baffer, Bomber, all of these sorts of names. And I discovered that Tolkien actually just lifted...
Piddle, Tig.
Yeah, Custard, Dibble and Gruff.
That's him.
Tolkien literally just lifted these as is from like it's like an ancient Nordic poem about elves and dwarves and stuff. And also one of the names he took from that was Gandalf.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Lord of the Rings
to be
facts.
honest, half of them do just sound like words the syllables that have been made up. I need a good sounding name. There we go. There's a name.
Well, that's what surprised me about the names of the dwarves, is because The Hobbit was like a book for children. I assumed he'd just done a load of rhyming names just for the funny value or whatever, but they were actually just taken from Norse Eddas or whatever
And
they're
he'd
called.
chosen the ones that did well. No, I guess if they were taken from like Norse poems and songs, then they'd kind of rhyme anyway.
Yes.
You'd assume.
True. Here we are. Balin, Dwalin, Oingloin, Philly, Killy, Dorry, Norry, Ori, Biffer,
Biff, Chip,
Boffer, Bomber. Yeah. And Gandalf,
Floppy
obviously.
and the magic
And
key.
the magic key.
Yeah.
But it was the quest. They went to Erebor, the Lonely Mountain, to recover the magic key from the dragon Smaug.
Magic key, that's it. I mean, saying that, I wouldn't mind seeing like a parody of the films, but with those characters. Yeah.
Or some kind of like new version of Biff, Chip, and Kipper, but like it is like all kind of more like Indiana Jones sort of style, where they've got these sorts of quests.
Well, I was gonna say because there is a modern version of Biff, Chip, and Kipper in live action, but that's more focused on like a sort of sitcom element rather than a magic. There's no magic key, basically.
Oh.
It's more of a sitcom. They have everyday shenanigans, etc., etc. Yeah.
I don't watch fiction to view the real world.
No. But if they did do it, they should have it, and like each week maybe like parodies a different franchise or something.
Oh yeah, that would make, because they could go through the door to with the key. I can't remember how it worked. I haven't read it since I was about 5.
No, there is a cartoon that I used to watch as a kid. But maybe dig it out for a nostalgia trip one day.
Yeah.
I think I have stuck it on the list.
Nice. So on the media section,
I've been watching media.
I've been watching Obi-Wan Kenobi, the miniseries, and it's like it's It's fine. I really like seeing Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. I didn't realize how nostalgic that would make me feel.
It
It's
would,
just really
okay.
nice to have him being Obi-Wan
He
Kenobi.
was, to be fair, probably the best part of that trilogy.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. No, okay, perfect. It's just not spectacular.
Yeah, and they're kind of. I mean, I heard someone say on another podcast. Sorry, I was cheating on this podcast. I heard someone say
That's
that
mean.
they're basically cramming story in where it didn't need to be, essentially.
Just for the sake of having a story.
Yeah, and one thing I didn't like is that they're changing established canon, and probably for the worse, because
Chip, no.
there's one bit. Yeah, true. It's the fashion nowadays. There's one bit I didn't know about but there's a character who shows up in Kenobi who's also in Rebels, which is set after Kenobi, and the character is killed in Kenobi.
Oh.
So everyone was like, "Well, how does that work then?"
But then wasn't Darth Maul meant to have been killed in the first film, and he keeps popping back?
True.
I haven't seen any of the reasons why, but I know he keeps coming back because it's like he appears in this film, and this film, and this film, and this film. It's like,
well,
okay.
he was George Lucas's original plan to be the main villain of the sequel trilogy. That's why they brought him back in. I think they brought him back in the Clone Wars. I can't remember.
Oh, okay. I mean, fair. It is a cool design.
Yeah.
Fair.
In universe, by the way, just in case you did wonder, it's his hatred kept him alive, the same way that Anakin stayed alive after being burnt to bits.
Okay.
Using the Force.
Makes sense, I guess. Yeah. If they've already established it for one character, then you can just use it for the rest of them.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, so the other thing this is a little bit of a spoiler for Kenobi, if anyone's listening, skip ahead 30 seconds or so. But you know how in episode 4,
Yes.
Kenobi and Vader meet, and Vader says, "When last we met, I was the apprentice. I was but an apprentice. Now I'm the master."
Yeah.
Oh no,
Classic
they just fight in Kenobi, and Vader just whoops his ass. So that's what was when last we met, I was the master, and I beat you.
Hey, remember that time we had a little battle and I kicked your ass? Yeah. No, we don't talk about that, Vader. I don't tell anyone about it. No, I'm sure I won. No, it was a draw, I swear. We parted ways. We said we'd never speak of it again. I went to some desert planet and lived off my shame.
Yeah. But
that's why he was living on Tatooine, because he'd lost to Vader in Kenobi, and he just couldn't live down the all the looks every time he'd walk past. He lost. The person he trained kicked his ass.
He'd be walking back from Morrison's or whatever, and Vader and all his friends would be stood on the street corner going, "Hey, there he is!"
I mean, Moros does sound like a planet.
Yeah. Oh dear.
I've just been to Moros, son. The Moros Sons, where I have picked up a few things.
The Sons of Moros.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a great example of them just cramming things in where they didn't need it. It's just, they were making the series and they thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool to have Vader fighting Kenobi? But actually, there is already a story there about that. Yeah.
Or they just didn't do their research.
No, yeah, could be that.
People, it's one of those things where people nowadays assume you just kind of know A New Hope, so you're going to forget little, lines or details. So maybe they were there writing it and being like, oh yeah, we know how this goes, Yeah.
Do you think
they're going to fight there, it's fine.
They're going to remake A New Hope as a 10-part series?
Yes, get Mark Hamill back as
Luke.
De-age-tize him.
Who could Luke? I wonder who could you get him to play as a Sirius if they did remake it? You'd have to get him involved somewhere, wouldn't you?
I'd have him as Obi-Wan.
Oh yes, that would make sense. Did you say that? Or did...
Oh, well, I've just said it now.
Okay, yeah. No, just checking.
No,
I thought you said. I just checking. I didn't mishear you a minute ago.
No, I don't think I did. Or if I did, I forgot. But no, I'd say, have him as Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Because it's like a passing of the torch in a way as well.
Yeah. Have you seen The Last Jedi yet?
What one's that? The third of the news?
That's the second of the news.
Not yet, no.
Okay.
No, we've only watched one of the news.
Okay. This news at 6.
Yeah, we will. We'll have to get around to the next one.
Yeah. But yeah, there we are. Kenobi. It's decent. It's there. It's
Okay.
fine.
It's okay. It exists.
Yeah. I like I said, I love Star Wars, so I'm watching it and I'm really
That's
enjoying
it.
it. I'll moan about these things like the canon, but I'm still enjoying it when I'm watching it.
It's like with Doctor Who.
Yeah.
We can
I
still
never enjoy that so much.
Well, but yeah, but there's stuff. It's like Doctor Who before Chibnall, where even the bad episodes we could still kind of enjoy in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Other thing I watched is Stranger Things, series 4.
Yeah, I've still not got on that yet.
Episodes 1 to 7. They've released episodes 1 to 7, and then next month they're releasing episodes 8 and 9. It's a bit weird. I reckon they must have like all of the VFX work and stunt work and choreography and everything in those 2 episodes. So perhaps they took longer to do.
I was going to say they're running a bit late with editing the last 2 episodes, so it's like, oh shit, we promised them it'll be released by this date. Give them as much as we've got.
Yeah.
By the time it'll take them a month to binge watch this series. It would have been like they should have just released it episode by episode every week, and by the time it reached it, they would have had the other 2 done and ready.
Yeah.
And no one would have known any different.
There you are. There we are. Oh well. The benefit though of it being all released in one go is that you can binge watch it, which is nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, like without the 2 episodes, it's a bit annoying. But that's very good as well. Series 1 of Stranger Things was really good. Series 2 was still a good show, but it was like they were trying to tie everything up from the first series, and it went a bit convoluted.
Skew with.
Series 3, they just kind of did something a bit like new, and that worked really well. And now Series 4, they've kind of like wrapped up everything from the first 2 series, and it's something completely new, and it's worked really, really well again.
Stranger Things TNG sort of thing.
Yeah.
Except they've kept the same cast.
Yeah. But yeah, that's awesome, and it's really cool. I was thinking about some of the characters, and like there's one character who you kind of develops over series 1 and 2 from like a stereotype into like one of the. It's like your stereotypical like popular, attractive dickhead basically from high school.
Jock sort of thing.
Yeah. Who then at one point just turns to his friends and says, "Look, that was out of order. I'm not having any of this," and it basically becomes one of the nice people.
Okay, fair.
Which I think you never really see what that character do in anything, do you? That stereotype. They normally stay an asshole.
The only thing I can think of off the top of my head would be Buffy.
Okay.
Where in like the first series or throughout the first series, Cordelia was the prim and proper sort of girl, sort of girly girl, fashion, etc., popular, whatever. But the more she got mingled in with all the vampires and shit, she started to sort of get in with the geeks until she eventually went out with one of them, and then became a central character in the spin-off series.
Oh, nice.
They actually surprisingly did a lot with Cordelia throughout the franchise.
Isn't Cordelia a character from Pokémon? That rings a bell.
Everyone's a character from Pokémon nowadays.
Yeah. I think she was like in it once or something.
Is a strong trainer from Kanto who travelled throughout Kanto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh, challenging gym leaders to compete in the leagues.
Yeah.
I think she might just be an anime exclusive.
Isn't she one of the ones that you team up with in the games, perhaps? Maybe that's where I know it from.
I don't know.
Or maybe it is just from someone else, and
maybe there is just a trainer that you double up with in the game called Cordelia.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, but it's nothing to. It's like not a main character or popular enough that they've got a page or anything.
It's not even that you double up with anyone. I think I've just made it up.
Okay.
Anyway, speaking of Pokemon,
that sounds about right.
Have you seen the Pokemon news?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
I know they had a trailer and shit, didn't they?
Yes,
I
they had
watched it.
a new trailer for whatever they're called. I forgot what they're called. Scarlet and Violet. That's it.
Violet, yeah.
Yeah.
Scarlet Vihansson.
Yeah, that's the one. So, okay, I'll try and put these bits of news from like least interesting to most interesting.
Okay.
So there's a different professor in each game. They're called Sada and Turo,
Okay.
which someone pointed out is part of the words pasada and futuro, which means past and future in Spanish.
Oh. Okay.
The legendaries.
That would hang on. Sorry, to block you off. That would be a good switch up for the Pokemon games where they release two versions, but one version is set in the past, one is set in the future.
Oh, that would be interesting, yeah.
And you can like link them up in some way.
Ooh.
They kind of did that in a way with Legend of Zelda, where they released two versions, but they were set in different sort of places, but they could link up.
Link up.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, the legendaries.
In the description.
A lot of the legendaries recently have been quite like bad looking, I think, but
Nah.
I have to say they actually look really cool. These ones.
Okay.
There's a Coraidon and Miraidon. What do you do with your large Pokemon? Miraidon.
Miraidon. Yeah. Oh dear.
But yeah, I thought they looked really cool. And the one from Scarlet, Coraidon, looks like the Digimon Tropiamon. Maybe that's why I like the look of it so much.
Okay.
There's a pig called Lechonk.
Lechonk.
That was the third most important thing.
I mean, I'm not going to dive too deeply into like all this information they give us.
Yeah.
I'll just wait till they come out.
Yeah. They
But go ahead
have-
anyway, I'll forget half of this by the time they come out.
Yeah. They've gone open world fully.
Okay.
And it even says on the website, it specifically
excitement.
says you can go
Specifically
anywhere you
says.
want at any point, not determined by the story or anything. Yeah, it says something like that. It specifically
Okay.
says and then doesn't say it specifically, but yeah. So yeah, they're
Alright,
actually gone full open world, and there
me
you can
hope.
have up to 4-player co-op on the main story.
Okay.
So
We've got to do something then.
it is.
Shit.
They have actually done something.
More shit we've got to do.
Yeah, they have actually done something different. There we are.
Okay. I'd say I've got a bit more hope for it now then.
Because I know, mainly you, because you've played Legends Arceus, but like
Yes.
as a podcast unit, we were worried that they would do something good, but then just
Resort
not
to-
use that in future.
Yeah, they
And
just go back to generic Pokemons.
Yeah. So, but they've obviously they had the wild area in Sword and Shield, and then
They
on
just
the
keep testing new things, basically.
yeah, because then on the expansion passes, they really used the wild area kind of mechanic fully in that there weren't any routes. It was just an area that you went into.
I think you have. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that.
So yeah, and then obviously I don't really know how it works in Arceus, but presumably open world sort of way. And yeah, they've
Pretty
actually,
much. Yeah.
So I'll be interested to see how they've done, given that it is totally open world, I'll be interested to see how they do level scaling. Do you still have to do gyms? Are there even gyms? If there are, do you have to do them in a certain order? Will trainers have high level Pokemon, or will everything scale with you? Or will it be like a sort of Metroidvania where there are just some areas you can't go to until you've trained up?
I can't remember exactly how. You'd have to play Legends Arceus and see how they do it in that, maybe. You're better when it comes to things like understanding level scaling and all that and the technical stuff. So, well, once you've played Arceus, work out sort of how. Because there are points in Arceus where you'll still only have like level 10s and you'll hit an area with level 20s and 30s.
Yeah. But
I
yeah,
guess
I'll be
it's
interested.
more of a you hit that area, you get your ass kicked, you realise you can't go there yet.
Yeah, classic Metroidvania.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be interesting to see. hang on, I'm just finding the exact wording that they used. Here we are. A world that you're
friend of ours who's just put a load of messages about half the shit we've just discussed.
You can experience. Where was it? A world that you're free to explore at your leisure and not in an order dictated by the story. You will, of course, journey to hone your skills as a Pokemon trainer, but many more. No, it doesn't tell me that. But anyway, there we are. Not an order dictated by the story. I thought was interesting wording. It shows that it is open world. They haven't just put a big wild area and that's it, sort of thing.
No, okay, fair. Hopes then, got hopes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can see the messages now. Yeah, I don't get boops when Discord does anything. I don't understand why.
Although I'm wondering more if they're like not joining at the moment because of what's going on in their personal life and they don't really want to announce it.
Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, this person who shall remain nameless has unfortunately had all their limbs amputated.
Yeah.
And they now float around in like one of those orb like Dr. Eggman used to have.
Just a head like in Futurama.
Just a head, yeah. They've had all 5 limbs chopped off.
All 5 limbs.
Left arm, left leg, right leg, and body. So it's a very difficult time for them at the moment.
Yeah. So may hear from them one day, but
alas,
until they get the vocal cords reattached, that'll be a bit hard. So
yeah, that's true. They got ripped out, didn't they, with the neck?
Yeah. Well, do they have like speakers? I can't remember off the top of my head. Are they just heads in jars, or do they have speakers on the jars in Futurama?
In Futurama, they're just heads, but I don't know where
they're just heads. Okay.
I can't remember how much of a neck. I don't think they have enough neck for, because like there's no neck peeking out below the chin, so they must use some sort of like future technology to make them speak.
Yeah. A Futurama. Oh, okay. But no, on the Pokemon, I'm a bit more hopeful because, yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't been that excited. It's just kind of like
I
main
forgot
series
about them.
I could. Yeah, okay.
And then I got the email because I get their emails because they give away codes and shit if you sign up to their emails.
Yeah.
And it was like brand new adventure from details about the new adventure or whatever. And I was like, what? Who's that? What? Oh yeah, I forgot.
They're doing Arceus 2 already? I haven't even played the first one yet.
I think these are out in November. I can't rightly remember. I can't ruin November.
They are bashing them out like a fucking wank, aren't they?
and each one they release has slightly less in it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
18th of November. November.
18th of November.
Yes. 2022.
Okay.
Well,
I don't know if you're up for it. Maybe we'll have to play through the main game together.
Yeah, I think we'll have to.
On either stream it or something.
I might get the double pack or something.
Okay, so you can do one on your own and then one.
Yeah.
I might just go with one of them and see how it is and see how I go.
Wow, cool. Pokemon. Hooray!
Oh, but no, awesome.
It's still around.
Yeah. Well, it's always going to be around. It just doesn't always have the same taste.
No. Like salt.
I was trying to think of something.
No, I couldn't.
It's always been around, but has changed its taste and become worse.
Bananas. No, they got better. If you don't like the Dutch, carrots got worse because they became orange.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
There's more. A few little bits.
Go on.
Well, I thought something that felt very Invisible Tower would be the laws of physics, and we have to defy the laws of physics.
Loser, okay.
The laws, like toilet, yeah. It just that was just a random phrase that popped into my head one point. It was like, oh, that sounds like a weird thing we.
Hey,
have
speaking
somewhere.
of lose, I fixed my flush.
Oh, you have
Properly.
defied the laws of
Oh,
physics.
yeah.
Oh, okay, nice.
So when you're next round, you can like go to the toilet, pull the flush, and then go to the
Yank
toilet
it
again in
properly.
5 minutes,
Oh, okay, nice.
and pull the flusher. Crucially.
It's just the 50 years of mold clogging it up.
Yeah, I think the diaphragm wasn't springy enough. If you want the technicals, I'm not 100% sure because I don't know what it looked like when it worked. I've only seen it when it was broken.
Yeah.
But I basically replaced one of the parts, and it was all fine.
Oh, okay. No, fair. I've got the CBBC will eventually be closing.
It's going online only, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
Are they
I don't- I
literally
think-
like closing the channel, so they're only going to do like on-demand streaming things, or is it the
think,
channel going to be
where's
broadcast
the-
online?
That's what I can't tell.
I don't know what happened.
CBBC and BBC4
Yeah,
TV channels will be closing.
that's where they bump the snooker off to when there's someone else on BBC Two. So that's annoying.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause I
explaining
think-
younger audiences are turning to streaming channels such as Netflix and Disney Plus.
Yeah. Because I don't.
So I'm guessing it's going to become like that, where they just
Yeah.
upload a load of shit onto it.
Because when BBC Three went online only,
Everyone
they
kicked up a fuss, and now they've brought it,
was-
back.
Well, I don't think anyone really gave a shit, to be honest. But they have brought it back, yeah. But what I mean is when they put it online, they didn't just have like a channel with like continuity and idents between it, did they?
No.
It was literally just programs online, yeah. So they must be doing the same.
Yeah. He
Um,
stressed, however, the changes won't come in for at least another 3 years.
okay, plenty of time for another government to come in and reverse it then. Fingers crossed. Yeah, no, Tilly was saying the other day, I can't remember if it was in Minecraft or Civ, that, like, there was so much good kind of educational stuff on CBBC during the lockdown.
Oh, it might have been when we were all out. Maybe.
Oh, perhaps, yeah. It all merges into one. Yeah, so like if there's something like a lockdown happens again, what do the kids without good internet do? It's
Yeah, shit.
It's that's Tory policy for you, isn't it? Classist.
Yeah, I was going to say out on the streets causing crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a bit
CBBC
of a shame.
output will move primarily to iPlayer. As has been done with BBC Three, it says here, so presumably it's going to work the same way, yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said, BBC Three came back, so
Yeah.
maybe the other ones will as well.
Give it a couple of years, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait till there's a new head of the BBC who actually cares about the children. Won't somebody please think of the children?
Oh, speaking of internet, reminded me.
Oh.
I don't know if you remember, I mentioned to you last week about how I saw a sign on a road near me about them putting in gigabit
Yep.
internet, and I went to look it up. I looked it up. I signed up,
I think it's
expressed my
when we were on the
interest.
bus stop.
Yeah. And I saw a sign at the top of my road saying that they were going to start they've been digging up all the roads around here.
Oh.
And I saw a sign at the top, and I thought,
Bolder.
but if you turn off the top of my road, it's a road of houses, and I live on a road of blocks of flats. And
Sorry, if you turn off the top of your road, then nobody will be able to see.
yeah, exactly. So switch it back on again, and then
Switch it back on again.
and then look down it. Yeah. So I thought, ah, shit, they're gonna do the thing where they'll do it for the houses because it's easier to wire it up to the houses, but they won't do the roads with just all the flats on because it'll be.
Oh, yeah.
And then lo and behold, it came down my road today, and there's signs all down my road now as well. So
Okay.
I've been pretty excited today that I might be able to get gigabit internet.
Get better internet. Better internet. Gigabit internet.
Yeah.
Some of that gigabit internet.
Gigameet.
Oh, Gigameet. Oh, actually, on Gigameet or on
Oh.
Digimeet,
Yes.
something I've only just been made aware of, and I don't know, it's something you might know already, but Machine Dramon is basically just a mesh of different Digimon parts.
I did know that.
You did? Yeah, I never knew.
Would you pray tell for the audience?
Pertale for the audience, where his cannons are Metal Manmon. Metal Manmon! He's got the left arm and upper jaw of is it Gigadramon? The like dragon in the sky that's a bit like Airdramon, but not quite Airdramon. It's more Mecha
It might be
Airdramon.
Megadramon.
Megadramon, maybe.
Megadramon
yeah.
and Gigadramon are very similar. I think just their wings and their color are different.
Okay, yeah, you know what I'm on about there.
Yeah.
The lower jewel is it Metal Tyrannomon?
Ah, I didn't know that bit.
And then it's got the kneecap of Andromon.
Yes.
And the arm of
Metal Greymon.
Metal Greymon.
Yes.
Yeah, no, in my Digimon reactions, a commenter pointed it out, and I was like, oh, shit. Mind blown.
It's cool. It's very cool, Digimon.
Yeah. Well, no, because it's... You got to admit, Machine Dramon just kind of looks like generic cyber dragon Digimon. It's unless you pay too much attention to like it next to other Digimon, you won't necessarily know and just assume it's a robotic dragon in Digimon style. what's to? It just looks like it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. It just looks like it does.
Yeah. It just looks like most other. It's got the same like aesthetic style of every machine Digimon.
Yeah.
And I just assumed this was the dragon version. No. Cool. I love Digimon.
Digimon's great.
Yes.
Digimon Guard of the Champions.
We just need a new game that is still... We need a new Digimon World game.
Yeah, well, we'll have to go to Next Order again at some point to finish it.
That's not Digimon World.
Okay.
Oh, no, Next Order. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Sorry. See, I get them confused. I thought we meant the ones we've just been doing.
Oh no. We've had enough of them for now.
The Cyber Conquest ones.
We need a Chillionaire remake.
Yes. Yeah. You never know. In like 10, 15 years, the technology to make games from nowadays might be as readily available as the technology is nowadays to make games from the 90s.
Yeah, I suppose,
so in 10, 15 years, we might be able to make a PlayStation 2 free quality Digimon game.
Maybe in like...
With our stuff.
In 20 years, we'll just be able to like type into a website, you know, like those AI generation things. You'd be able to just type in Digimon World Chillionaire remake and it'll just make it for us.
Yeah.
It'll scan the internet and it'll find our videos and all the suggestions we've made and it'll incorporate them.
In 20 years, they'd have probably just made a digital world that you can download yourself into.
Yeah,
so
it'd be Ready Player One.
We just have to log on to the Digimon server. That'd be our general meetup area, would be the Digimon server.
Yes. General meet up area.
Giga meetup. Oh, that's an item we'd have to have in the Chillionaire remake, is a general meet. It's like between Giga Meat and Basic Meat.
Yeah.
General meat.
General meat.
Just general meat. Or it's like, instead of like a chunk of meat on a bone, it's just slices of like ham. It's like just pre-prepared meat, general meat.
Just general meat. Unknown protein.
Oh, Alex said he didn't look at the phone till now. If we could message him and say if he wants to, we could do TV of the year, but it depends on how.
Yeah.
If you up for Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is inaudible.
I've got a few other bits and bobbles.
Oh.
Bitties and bobulations.
Tickle my bits and bobbles.
Oh.
That's the noise I make when I get my bits and bobbles tickled, apparently. It's like a gremlin or something coming.
Hey, you know the Addams Family?
I do.
Did you know Tim Burton's making a series called Wednesday?
I'd heard. I haven't looked too deeply into it, but I had heard. Yeah.
There's been a little teaser trailer for it that's just Wednesday Addams walking towards the camera, going, "Hello, I'm Wednesday," sort of thing.
Nothing special then.
No. But yeah.
I think I'd only really be interested if the rest of the Addams Family are in it, though. It's. I watched the Addams Family for the family, not just Wednesday. Yes, she was kind of a standout character in the 90s films, but...
Yes, I'm afraid I don't know any more details.
Okay.
And the other thing is, have you ever read a graphic novel called Sandman?
No. I was going to say, I have read a graphic novel, yeah, but not the Sandman.
It's by Neil Gaiman.
Oh, Gil Naiman.
And then they're making that into a series as well, and the trailer's just come out for that, and it looks pretty good. I don't know anything about the Sandman because I've never read it. But it looks good
See,
from the trailer.
I just think of the Spider-Man villain.
Ah. I think of Metallica.
Oh, okay. Nice, yeah, okay.
Or the song about giving me a dream.
Oh, yeah.
Right, we might have an Alex incoming.
Yes, he says, sure, he'll be here in a minute.
In a minute. So I'll just...
In a near mint.
A spearmint.
Near mint.
So do you remember the TV saga from last time?
Oh.
I'll just... so
Possibly.
I got my fire taken off the wall.
Oh, yeah, okay, that TV saga, okay.
Yes.
I know what you're on about.
Hello, did I hear
faintly heard it. Yeah, I heard a faint.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Okay,
I
yeah,
had to use my
yeah.
other headphones.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm late.
That's right.
No, it's, we were
A
lucky
new
it's
game
still
came
here.
out, and I was just a new game came out, and I've just been playing it like all day. So.
Okay, what game is that, pray tell?
Your Quarry?
Oh, no, I haven't heard
Yeah,
of it.
choose your own adventure horror game.
Oh.
Okay, fair enough.
It's really good.
I choose to not be scared, thank you.
Well, I'm already a bit bummed out because I got two of my favorite characters killed, and I was just like, "Are you freaking like, come on?"
It's one of those, like, your choices dictate the
Yeah, pretty much.
story,
And
yeah.
I thought I was doing pretty well. I was like, "Oh, I'm happy. I'm doing pretty well." Oh, fuck.
They
Literally,
all
they both died in
died.
the exact same chapter at the exact same time. I was just like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Just this once. Everybody died.
Yeah. Sorry, sorry I'm late.
No, it's fine. We can do TV of the year after Christian has given us his TV Saga update.
Yes.
TV Saga update?
TV
oh yeah, you
Saga.
haven't been here for the past 2
So,
years.
to
2
fill-
years?
the past 2 years, yeah.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Oh, wow, I'm really late.
There's been a changeling in your place.
I mean, yeah, even then, you've been here more than some people. Although, nowadays, I'm going to give the person a bit of a benefit of the doubt considering what they're going through in their own personal...
Yeah.
Yeah. They might not be ready for internet at the moment.
Yeah, that's fair.
We've already explained that they've suffered a horrific accident and are now a head in a jar.
They're just a head in a jar like in Futurama.
God.
That's why they haven't been in the podcast for a while.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Have you ever seen Garth Marenghi's Dark Place?
Oh, it sounds familiar.
No.
I've at least heard the name.
It's very, very funny. It's like a spoof of a TV, like a corny TV show, sort of like horror, Stephen King style show. And there's a bit where someone explodes and he's just a head in the middle of the floor. And other guys are like, no! With the head still alive. Like, I'm in pain.
God.
Very cheesy effect. Yeah, nice.
That's what happened to him. So, my gas fire got taken off the wall. So I thought, brilliant, time to put my TV up on the wall where the fire used to be. So I got the wall bracket out that I'd already bought. I looked in the instructions, looked at the screws, and realised that I needed a larger drill bit because I didn't have a big enough drill bit. So I went and bought a drill bit. The drill bit came and I thought, brilliant, I'll put this in my drill, and it didn't fit in my drill. So I thought, brilliant, I need another drill then, a new drill with a bigger thread. So I got a new drill. Drill came, I put the drill bit in, didn't tighten, didn't fasten properly. Then I realised the drill I'd got was a special type of drill bit called SDS Plus, which doesn't work with a normal drill. So I needed a different type of drill to use that particular drill bit.
Hey, drill again.
So I got another new drill.
Yeah.
And I by the way, dedicated hammer drills, SDS drills are amazing because you like...
Poof, poof, poof.
Yeah, exactly. Because I had to learn this. I had to do a few practice
Yeah.
holes, like, because it worked. I tried
Okay.
to use it the normal way, and it just went like halfway up the wall.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you got to kind of hold it next to the wall, and it just like goes, and you just gently ease it in. It's amazing. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
used to have so much trouble getting into these bricks in this wall, and this new one's like a fucking revelation.
Yeah, I did. I've used one once or twice back in the caretaker training days.
Ah. You know
I was always supervised.
You know the power of SDS.
The power. I was never trusted power though. I was supervision. Can't
You
trust
have a
me
gold
with that
mine
kind of
attack.
power. Yeah. Turn
So-
to the drill side.
So I finally got it in the wall, put the bracket on nice and straight, put the screws in. Screws are like way too I guess they must make them like super tight so that the thing doesn't slip, obviously. So I thought, right, I need to drill these in rather than just screwing them. Wait a minute, they don't have screws on the end, they've just got hex nuts on the end. So I now need another fucking attachment to put on the drill to screw these in. So I had to buy that. And I thought, do you know what? In for a penny, in for a pound, I'm going to buy an impact driver, which is like a fancy screwing in drill. So I got one. I've literally just got like a pile of drill boxes behind me.
You've just got your house is like a B&Q warehouse now.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh my god.
But
no fair. The TV, I was going to say, and then I realised that the bracket I have doesn't fit my TV.
Yeah.
So I've got to take the bracket off the wall.
Shout out to the website Fits My Samsung, which tells you exactly what brackets fit.
Okay.
Yeah, the TV's up on the wall. It's still got the cover over the screen with the barcode on it because there is still going to be people coming to brick the thing up. So I'm still going to be taking it off the wall and stuff. So I still want to leave that on there for now.
Yeah,
But holy shit! Like, what a pavlova.
Yeah, it was a quest and a half.
And
It's kind of like a side quest in like a RPG game. And you like, one thing leads to another, and it's just this big. Each part of the quest leads to a next part of the quest.
Yeah, and I've been like saving up because I want to build a server for my files and potentially get a Minecraft on it as well. But I need to look into that. And like, I've been saving up so I could like get all these components, and I've just blown it all on hardware.
Drills. You've been a man.
Yeah. So it's been DIY week. I got the TV, changed the flush.
Yeah, we
fixed the dripping tap, changed the washer. The tap in the kitchen now is now dripping, so I need to do that one too.
They'll fix that, and then the windows will start breaking or falling out or something.
It just starts shattering.
You fix that, your fridge will start leaking. You fix that, your cooker will blow.
Oh Jesus! The next thing I need to do is saw this bit of wood to put under the back corner of my wall of balls so it doesn't fall over.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that one, yeah.
Then maybe I'll build this fucking server next month after payday. Alright,
Yeah.
Anyway. So how?
How to? Anyone remember that show, How to?
Yeah.
I
Love
love
that
that show.
Yeah. I kind of want to go back and watch some, but I might do that after. I'll do that after the podcast.
So it is TV of the year
2009.
2009.
Nolan. 2000 Nolan.
There were some very good shows
Oh,
this
Nolan.
this year.
Very.
Very.
Oh, yeah, I had a decent-ish list. I'd say a lot. This was like my CBBC resurgence. Because towards the end of secondary school, I sort of didn't watch as much on CBBC, but then college started and I was sort of up in the mornings and stuff, so I'd watch morning CBBC. So I've got a few more CBBC shows here.
All right.
So what year? 2009, did you say?
9.
2009.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. I have about 5. I don't know where to switch my number 1, actually.
Oh.
You want
I'm
time
gonna
to
switch
think?
my number 1.
Oh, okay, maybe not.
No, I'm going to switch it.
This is a very important decision. It could affect my entire career. I need to think about it. I'll do it.
I mean, I don't know if I've missed anything because I only got like 2,000 pages through the 5,500 on IMDb, and I was like, "This will do." We've started hitting the foreign stuff, and every now and then I might, every like 200 pages, I'll see one show that I've at least recognised the name from, but maybe not haven't even seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Starts to get obscure and then I give up. So it helps that I go last because you two might mention something I can chuck into mine.
So who's going first?
You may go first, as is tradition.
We've got the order now, kind of, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my number 5. Did anyone else ever watch this? The World's Strictest Parents?
Is that this country's one though? Because I kept seeing it on IMDb, but it was for like the US version or the Australian version.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there was some versions. That's still on Wikipedia.
The World's Strychnine Parents.
Fair enough. I mean, it says 2008.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, this says for the franchise. Which one? Oh, Series 1 of United Kingdom was 2008. But it's not your number one, so it doesn't really matter anyway.
No, it's lost to the mist of
But
time.
Apparently, I saw like a TikTok video of someone, because someone asked on TikTok who was ever on that show, like, because apparently loads of people used to watch it, and someone said they went on that show, and she's like, I shouldn't laugh at it, it's quite serious. But
they got killed.
When the cameras stopped rolling, because also they get sent away to some random person's house, random family's house, they had like a second dinner and stuff, and they thought it was all a bit odd. The producers realized that the family were in a cult.
Oh.
And they basically very quickly kind of sort of shut down production and was like, and sort of sent him home and stuff, and it was like, Jesus Christ. Like, they were like really weird, and as soon as the cameras start rolling, they do all like this kind of sort of ritual stuff, and it's like, the fuck? Like, how would you not research this family beforehand?
I'd kind of like to see that footage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. It was really interesting. But no, the show itself was like, I think everyone knows what it was. Like, just some really bratty teenagers to really strict households. I watched it a lot when I was I watched a lot of reality TV show when I was younger.
No, I used to watch that one quite a bit.
Yeah, sorry. Number 4, I can't remember if this actually. You already said this, but it might be a different year. Being Human.
I think that was last year.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know where I'm going. Okay, scratch that one. Russell Howard's Good News, number 3.
Okay, yeah, that was this year.
And number 2 is Glee.
Say again?
Is what?
Glee.
Oh, Glee. No, not my thing.
You put a lot of emphasis on the gap between the G and the L.
Yeah.
The first time.
Sorry.
Glee.
Glee. Glee. The whole it's like a musical TV series.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was gonna be my number 1, but it's looking back on the series now, it's very problematic.
Oh.
Like I think I rewatched it recently, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, this is like what? Like some of those decisions that the characters made and some of the stuff, and the
very
language
mid 2000s, maybe.
Yeah, it's like this would not fly today. Like, and a lot of people say that apparently the show itself was cursed because 3 of the actors died.
I did hear. I think I heard about that once upon a time. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Looking
3 of
at
the
like
actors,
cursed productions
and
and stuff.
Two of them died with the way that not their characters died, but one of their characters, his dad in a show died of an overdose, and the actor died of an overdose. And then the girl who died, she sang about sort of floating down a river, like if I die. She sang "If I Die Young," and in the song it's like float me down the river, blah blah blah, and she ended up drowning in a river in a lake.
This is like Final Destination.
Yeah.
It was
Final Destination Glee.
It was really like
Destination.
creepy.
Actually, they're meant to be making another Final Destination.
Oh.
But yeah.
Really? Oh, yeah. But yeah, it's
Guys,
creepy how like yeah.
It turns out the previous destination wasn't the final one at all. There's a whole other destination.
How would that work actually? Because didn't we watch Final Destination 5, obviously, like me and you, and it
5
is
is
like
a prequel.
Oh, but didn't it link around? It came full circle, didn't it? How did it go on?
The twist at the end of 5 is that it was actually set before 1. And the characters at the end of number 5 get onto the plane from number 1 as the characters from number 1 get off the plane.
That reminds me of that film. was it Robert Pattinson that was in it, where it was like this film about a relationship or whatever, and then at the end
Oh,
it pulls
he's at
out when he's
9/11,
in the
wasn't it?
Twin Towers on 9/11.
Oh shit!
I just when you said
Yeah,
getting on
was
the
that-
plane,
was
it
that-
reminded me of that.
Was that film called? I've never seen it, but I heard about the ending and how it like messed a lot of people up. It was like Remember Me or something. I
I think it was I think that was it. Yeah.
Like, I've never actually seen it, but I heard the ending is like horrible.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my number 2. My number 1 is Misfits.
Yeah. okay.
Mifsits.
Smiths.
Myths.
I wondered if it.
It's like what a show.
I wondered if it would be. Yeah.
Because the first 4 seasons were great. No, sorry, first 3 seasons were great, but then as soon as the main characters, as soon as the main cast left, it kind of just
It started off amazing and just slowly went downhill,
A
but
little bit like
like
Heroes.
Heroes. Yeah.
yeah. First couple are fine, and then it.
Yeah,
But yeah.
No, when with the original cast, it was great. But I don't know.
I'd even take because when they swapped Nathan out, I even didn't mind it then. But it was
Yeah, I liked
after
the
that
fourth
when you
season.
started losing like 3 or 4 of the main cast.
Yeah, I think it was
Like,
after Simon left.
Okay.
After Simon left, I just kind of I tried to watch the final season, and I was like, I can't get into these new characters.
No, fair.
But no, it's still good though up until
Yeah,
then.
no, it was a really good show.
Yeah, that's my list.
Really good. Cool.
I haven't seen
Cool.
Misfits. I can't comment.
Oh,
To be honest, I don't
so
really know what
good.
it's about. Are they like the X-Men?
Basically, like
no, a bunch of
bunch
Asbo
of
workers
British
get.
teenagers, British Asbo teenagers got
superpowers, yeah.
Yeah, I
superpowers.
thought it was superpowers. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But
just-
it's
Instead of
yeah.
saying that, I just said, is it like the X-Men?
I think it's obviously a bit more British than the X-Men.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you know the
Zedman.
character of Nathan.
I'd think you
Like-
would like it.
Okay.
The
It would
character of
be
Nathan is
up
one of
your
those.
alley, I'd think. Sorry, Alex.
One of those. It's alright. The character of Nathan is one of those characters that you'd think is hilarious in the show, but if you knew him in real life, you'd
Oh, you
hate
hate?
him.
Yeah.
Like you would want to punch him. But he's hilarious
It's
in the show.
fun to watch, but you wouldn't like him.
No.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Umbrella Academy? Christian?
No.
No.
No. Oh, okay, no matter. Because he's in that one now, and that's like huge.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry, we'll get to it when we get to my list, but I've just realised something about the thing right at the bottom of my list that I've only ever seen 1 episode of, but we'll get to it.
Oh,
Okay.
all right. I shall do my list. So,
Yes,
one
it's yours, bitch.
I've got one extra, which is a web series. It's called Marble Hornets,
Oh, okay.
which was like
Never
the
heard of
original
that.
Slenderman web series,
Oh, no, I don't know.
Okay.
which is very, very good. I enjoyed it a lot. It's basically this person, the idea is the person uploading the videos was like, during college I was working on a student film with someone, and he, went a bit weird and disappeared, and he left all these tapes behind. So I'm just going through them, and I've noticed some odd things going on.
Sort of a very sort of found footage type
Yes,
Okay.
thing
Yeah.
on the Jagger. Okay.
it was good.
Nice.
I used to get on the forums every time a new episode came out to check all the theories and everything. It was amazing. The Honourables. That's the noise that they make. Modern Family. Miranda. Bear with.
Yeah.
Miranda's one of those ones that
Your Randa.
people love to hate, but it's also one of those things. It's like that comedy where you sort of go, "Oh, that's so true," or "That's so like blah blah blah," or whatever.
Yeah,
I
no,
really liked
I
it, yeah.
quite liked it as well.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
liked it. Especially as well because they did. It's one of those shows as well where they have some things in there as jokes that like I've actually done in real life.
Yeah. It's very relatable.
Yeah, I won't go into details. Whitechapel, which was
No.
a police crime like murder detective thing, but it was all like the person was haunted by the ghosts of his past as per usual, but like they never caught anyone. The people who the villains always ended up like committing suicide or something. That was good. There was one particular scene I always remember where they were looking for someone who kept on killing people and taking bits of their skin, and they go and ask this like antique leather bookbinder if he can help them with some of the details, and they walk into his like office, and you suddenly notice out of focus in the background what appear to be human faces, and it like all suddenly dawns on you that like it was just a really well done shot that's always stuck with me. Pointless is also there.
Yep.
Boom, dun, 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 boom, dun, 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 boom. That's how the theme tune goes. Reggie Perrin, which was the remake of the Fall and Rise of Reginald Perrin.
I saw some of it, but I can't really remember much.
Yeah.
I didn't put it on.
Martin
saw-
Coons. I always
That's all I remember about it, though.
I always remember there was a bit where like his boss is all like, I've got rid of the desk because I don't like putting a barrier between us. We're all the same here. Now take a seat and let me know what's wrong. And they sit down on their chairs, and like Reggie Perrin's on his like a little tiny chair, and the boss has got this huge big chair.
Okay,
and it always reminds me of us playing Digimon.
Okay, yeah.
Total Wipeout.
Oh, is that this year?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Let's go to Argentina and bounce off some big balls. I've never seen Star Wars is the name of the next one. It's not a statement from me. Which is where like celebrities just did things that they had never done before, or always turned their nose up to see what it was like.
Sounds a bit familiar, yeah.
Michael McIntyre's Comedy Roadshow.
Ah,
A lot of comedy.
Yeah.
Russell Howard's Good News. And
yes.
Chris Moyles' Quiz Night.
Oh, no, I don't.
So
I've
on
never seen that.
to the top 5. Number 5, Burniston, Scottish sketch show by Rab Florence and Ian Thingy. That's very good. Horrible Histories.
Oh, is that?
I've never seen that. I've heard about it. Tilly loves it.
I can't believe you've never seen it. Rectify this immediately.
It's the reaction I get whenever I tell it to anyone. They're like, you haven't seen it.
I've got Series 1 on DVD. We'll have to stick it on today.
Yeah.
I think I caught like bits and pieces of it maybe when I was like flicking through a TV when I was younger.
I swear, when we were in college, I would have had it on at times. So
You probably did, yeah.
I'd probably have had it on, and you'd have seen it in the background or something.
Yeah, probably.
Number 3 is Getting On, which is a sitcom written by and starring Joe Brand. It's a very dark comedy. It's about them living in like working in an old people's ward in a hospital.
Oh.
Okay.
It's very, very funny. Number 2, Psychoville, which is a
Yep.
Pemberton
heard of
Shear
that. I
Smith
haven't
production,
watched it.
which is again dark comedy.
It's a weird show, but
Yes, it was a very
weird
odd show.
Good weird. Like League of Gentlemen, Alex.
Oh, I've never seen it, but I've heard of it.
Okay, made by the same people who did that, so it's very similar sort of humor.
Oh, okay.
And we'll hear more from them in years to come.
Oh, yours to come.
Yeah.
That was the years coming.
Yeah. And number 1, Stuart Lee's Comedy Vehicle, which is basically a series, well, they had several series of just half-hour shows of just Stuart Lee's stand-up, which is really, really good. He's incredibly funny. And a lot of this stuff I quote to this day, like whenever you hear me talk about the rap singers that you've seen him on the Top of the Pops, or Paul Nuttall of the UKIPs, or God bloody Huguenots coming over here. It's just brilliant. He's this absolute king of comedy, is Stuart Lee. So there we are.
Cool.
And that was that. Oh, number 1. Blimey.
That was number 1.
Okay, fair.
And I just want to mention the fact that a lot of people who like Stuart Lee are the sort of people who turn their noses up at other comedy. To go like, oh, you like Michael McIntyre? Oh, can't you watch a real comedian like Stuart Lee? Hey, guess what? It is actually possible to like different types of comedy.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
all these people. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Matan?
Yatan.
Matanlan?
Matinee. Bye, everyone.
Matan. See you next time. Yeah.
Matan. A bientôt.
So, where were we? Here we go. So right at the bottom for stuff, we're in the honourables, but this is stuff that I've only like seen the odd bits of.
Right.
We have Dennis and Nasher, which me and Christian watched an episode for in like the precursor to Nostalgia Trip, where we watched like modern CBBC shows.
Oh yeah, I remember
Can you
that.
remember that?
I remember that.
And I've just found out that Sophie Aldred does the voice of Dennis.
Ah,
Who is Ace.
I can
in Doctor
imagine
Who
that.
for the benefit of the
I can just like, you know, picture it in an audio sense in my head.
She is a big voice actor, to be fair. Well, I mean, Big Finish, but yeah. Then we have Castle, which was like a mystery show, but it was starring the main dude who was in Firefly, Nathan Fillion. I watched the odd episode; that was all right. Then we have the Cleveland Show.
No.
Yeah, was maybe it may be the worst of the Seth MacFarlane first, but was still fun as it was. It was just if you want that kind of show, it just kind of works like the others.
I've never seen it. I do always
okay.
remember soon after it came out, there was a cutaway gag in Family Guy. I think like someone says, "Oh, he's acting worse than Quagmire did when he thought he was getting his own show."
Oh
Something like
no,
that.
I do vaguely remember.
That's my main memory of the Cleveland Show.
Fair enough. Then we have Alan Carr, Chatty Man.
Oh yeah, I like that. I know. I missed that one.
I'm not a fan of Alan Carr. I don't know what it is. I find him really irritating. Don't know why.
Now we have a little group I like to call Stuff I Found Out Through My Nephew, which is Ben and Holly's Little Kingdom, which is just a little kids show.
San Marino.
Noddy in Toyland,
Oh.
which is a different version of Noddy but CGI. Yeah. It's okay. It's yeah. But the better of the three modern modern baby shows I've got here is Timmy Time, which follows the
Timmy
youngest of Shaun the Sheep's flock as he
Okay.
goes about in some educational adventures.
Okay.
Baby Shaun the Sheep, basically.
Barbie.
Baby Shaun the Sheep. Then we have Beyblade Metal Fusion.
Beyblade. Sorry.
Beyblade, the sequel to normal Beyblade. It was okay, not as good as the original.
Full Metal Alchemist. Beyblade Full Metal Alchemist fusion.
Yeah. Oh, and then we have Kamen Rider Decado,
Oh,
which, for the unintelligent of you, is Kamen Rider Decade.
not Kamen Rider Dickhead.
Decade. That was the one I watched on a completely different website. I haven't seen any episodes of Decade, but I have seen Decade himself do crossovers with other Kamen Riders.
Oh.
And I think this was meant to be like the anniversary of this era of Kamen Rider. Like he celebrates the past 10 years of the past decade of Kamen Rider, as it were.
Yeah.
Then we have Pointless, as previously mentioned,
Ah.
but it's pointless because it was previously mentioned. What's also pointless and previously mentioned is Psychoville, which I know I did watch and I did enjoy, but I can't remember too much of it.
Just on Pointless, it's just reminded me of
okay.
the classic clip when a guy is meant to say Cressida Dick as an answer. Cressida Dick, the commissioner of the Met Police, and he mispronounces it as Caressa Dick.
Oh, yeah.
And he's
I
like,
saw that coming.
So just say that again? Caressa Dick? You got Richard Osman just cracking up in the corner.
Yeah, I do remember. But yeah, there was... Pardon me. Pointless, Circleville, and then we have Roy, which was like I said, there's CBBC shows here, and it was about an Irish cartoon boy who lived in a live-action world.
Oh.
Yeah, it's quite a cool thing. Then we have School of Silence, a game show on CBBC where the kids had to be as quiet as possible whilst a load of wacky shit happens around and to them.
It sounds like it could be a cult. Like if it wasn't a TV show and you heard about the School of Silence.
The School of Silence. Then we have K9, which is the Australian spin-off of Doctor Who, following only K9.
Did we ever? Was it linked to Doctor Who at all, or was it just the dog?
It was
Do the voice.
when he first. You threw my groove.
Sorry.
It's still John Leeson doing the voice.
Okay.
It is linked. It is linked, but very.
Right.
In the pilot episode, he comes in as the normal-looking K9 and then regenerates, as it were, into their looking K9. And then I think there's a cameo from an Axon in the background of one episode at one point.
Axon, Axoff.
It's the only time the Axons have appeared since the 70s.
Yeah. Blage.
I never finished watching it, but I know I watched like the first half of it, and it was all right. Generic kids show. It was the worst of the spin-offs. I haven't watched Class, so I couldn't throw that in. But yeah. Following that, we have Ooglies, which was just a series of like short 2-minute sketches that they'd show between shows on CBBC, but it was just household appliances with googly eyes on.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen some of them. Yeah, that rings a bell.
Yeah. There's always like ones with vegetables and stuff, I remember, and yeah. Then we have Richard Hammond's Blast Lab, which was like the CBBC version of Brainiac, pretty much. But it was also like a game show at the same time.
Oh.
And then we have The League of Super Evil, which focuses on some wannabe supervillains as they try to make up their League of Super Evil. Again, CBBC show. This year there's a lot of CBBC stuff popping in.
The year of
What isn't CBBC, however, is Samurai Sentai Shinkenger, which is this year's Sentai shoutout. Also, for the first time in TV of the year, we have 2 Kamen Riders in 1 year.
Nani?
With Kamen Rider Daburu or Kamen Rider W.
Oh, I thought it was just double. I thought that would be apt because it was the second one.
No, it is though. That's the pun. Is that double sounds like W, and this is the series that has two people henching into one Kamen Rider.
Oh,
so it's a double sort of thing. So that's there is a lot of that pun to it. Actually, the next Kamen Rider we've got to react to should involve a crossover with Kamen Rider Daboru. So we'll get to see them soonish.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, I knew you would be. What you're also on the edge of your seat for is my next choice, which is Miranda.
Oh.
Which I know previously mentioned. And also previously mentioned Total Wipeout. Chucked that in because I didn't realise it was this year.
With script written by the Dawson brothers.
That's it. What, Total Wipeout or Miranda?
Total Wipeout.
Okay. Was it?
Yeah. They've written loads of like any sort of entertainment show where the host does jokes is pretty much written by the Dawson brothers.
I get
you. They're prolific
I was going to
writers.
say, how do you write a game show where the contestants are members of the public coming in and running it? But no, the jokes and stuff, I get.
Yeah, and it's reminded me because they did a one-off sketch show that was quite good, so I need to make sure I add this to my list for the future year. Thank you.
No, cool.
Yeah.
Following that, we have Michael McIntyre's Comedy Roadshow. Which is nothing. It's just one of those generic comedy shows you see on TV, and it's good because it's stand-up comedy.
Yep.
That's nothing to say about it, really. Then we have Scoop, which is the show starring Hacker T Dog, where he goes out with a journalist trying to uncover the newest scoops and hottest stories.
I've watched a load of clips of Hacker T Dog on YouTube recently. He's a very funny boy.
And well, that was my. I'd say that was the era I remember of CBBC the most, when it was Hacker and Ian, or sometimes Chris Johnson.
Oh.
Or there was a lot of them around that era. And
Yeah.
I've got a load of the links downloaded. Maybe we'll just have to watch some of the links for a nostalgia trip. For half an hour of a nostalgia trip, we'll go back and like watch 2007 CBBC links or something. I think there was one where Greg Davis came in as Shakespeare. So there we go.
Came in like a
Anyway,
wrecking bard.
Wrecking Bard, nice, like it. Following
Fair place
scoop,
naming.
we have Deadly 60, where Steve Backshall goes around and finds the world's 60 deadliest animals.
I remember seeing that on the TV guide all the time.
One of them shows. It was a good show. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah. Speaking of Greg Davis, 2 choices ago, we are followed by We Are Clang. Which, did anybody ever watch this?
No, I know it though. I've never seen it.
Okay, yeah. They just basically very incompetent city council leaders in the council hall. It was just funny.
Bit like the one we got here.
Yeah.
I don't mean to rush you. I do have to go suddenly. I have to take my food suddenly ready.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're in the top 7, so don't worry. Following that, we have The Legend of Dick and Dom, where Dick and Dom are in ye olde time.
They asked on Twitter for things that sound rude but they aren't, and I gave them one, as it were, filthy mangle. So if you watch The Legend of Dick and Dom, you'll hear them say that, and I wrote that.
Oh, okay. Well, that was like years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice. Then we have Russell Howard's Good News.
Yeah.
Then we have Warehouse 13, which was like
I remember hearing about that. And, yeah, you watched it, didn't you?
Bunch of like alien supernatural stuff that's locked in a warehouse, but they all start escaping, and it's one of those sort of shows, very sort of Buffy-esque type show. Anyway, then we have Horrible Histories is my number 4.
Nice.
Then we have Power Rangers RPM, the highest the Power Rangers has been to date. But I would say this is my favourite of the Power Rangers series, where they take a comedy and make it just like a really dramatic post-apocalyptic series.
I remember that name from like all the chats that have happened previously on the podcast regarding Power Rangers, and also RPM was the name of the YouTube network I was in once.
Yeah. Number 2, don't know if we can include it, but I am anyway. Bored James.
Oh yeah, include that.
Because
It's superb.
which is angry video game nerd doing board games, but then they start going weird and having like a whole horror storyline, and it gets really good.
Yeah, it's like a proper scripted horror. It is really good. Yeah.
And then my number 1, like Alex, Misfits.
Nice.
There's the first 3 series or so of that was amazeballs. Right up my alley.
Great show.
Great show. Showy show.
Sorry, I really have to go.
That's all right.
Well,
Yeah,
thanks for joining.
dropping in at least, yeah.
Yeah, we got another year
Sorry
off.
for dropping in last minute.
It means we managed to get
um,
a TV of the year done for the first time in a
Yes.
couple of weeks. So
Yeah. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.
yes, tomorrow. What time about?
I'll message you because I can't
All right,
think at the
no,
moment.
cool.
Yeah, all right. I'll see you soon.
I will
Bye-bye.
see you at some point.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Yes.
Bye.
Now he's gone. We can talk about him behind his back. He hasn't been the same since that incident where. Actually, I better not say that.
The fishing trip.
The fishing trip. Yes. Yes. Canon.
Now, don't worry. What you did was perfectly legal in this country.
Country. Yes. Oh, canon. Love it. And it involved the canon as well, which was.
Oh. Oh dear.
No, it's all right. We haven't got much more to get out, I guess. Really, any biscuits?
No, we're just straining here, like like when sometimes you feel like you need to go, but nothing's there, and you're like, come on.
Yeah. Should we hit the wrap up point, I guess? Then.
Yeah, Yeah, well, let's have a look, see if we've got...
Check the emus.
Check the emus.
Emu.
Probably just
Emu. Emu is a Kamen Rider.
Emulator.
Emu is the puppet. Emo is it's a style of life.
I thought you were going to say it's a sphinx then, because you
It's a sphinx.
like tripped over your words a bit.
Yeah.
It's like you were going to say sphinx.
It's a sphincter.
Right, there's a fuck ton of spam in the spam folder that I can't be able to read through.
Fan of Cam. Oh, I thought of a good Doctor Who plot idea.
Spam.
And you reminded me of it again earlier when you mentioned like flesh and stuff like that, or skin. I can't remember what it was.
Oh,
you
yeah.
mentioned. Yeah, but they could bring back the living flesh avatars from that one, but it could be like a whole murder mystery thing where the murderer seems obviously to be this person, but it can't be this person because they're always got in. They're like they've always in the seat. Like they've got an alibi.
Yeah.
They're always with the main characters whenever a murder happens, but it's always pointing to them. And the twist is that a rogue ganger has trapped his true self in the machine and is like making a clone army of himself. Or something like
in
that.
that Treehouse of Horror special where Homer has all his clones.
Yes, yeah, a bit like that, but obviously make a twisty Doctor Who story out of it using gangers.
Yeah.
So I don't think they ever really did anything good. Even those episodes were basic. They're easily forgettable episodes, and
yeah, they were really. It was really just a setup for the Amy Ganger twist, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and the baby Ganger.
So if they, I think I was watching a reaction to it, and it just made me think, oh, if they ever wanted to bring them back, that would be a good sort of like maybe you'll have a throwaway line at the start where the Doctor and the companion walk past a load of different artifacts, and one of them happens to be just like a little tub of living flesh, and the Doctor's just like, oh, that's living flesh, that's the... And then at the end, you find out that flesh was part of it.
Yeah.
You don't know it's gangers until towards the end.
Yeah. I always wanted to see, on the subject of Doctor Who scenarios, I always wanted to see something set in like in Earth's future. Like, you know how sometimes in classic Q you'd see the Ice Warriors, but they were just like a regular civilization. They weren't trying to conquer anything or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'd love to see like
Peloton.
Earthlings, basically, where it's just like humans and Silurians and presumably Zygons as well, all just kind of getting on and working together, doing a thing.
Co-inhabiting, yeah.
Yeah. And then the story can be about someone else, but it can be, you know, with an Earth setting or an Earth colony or whatever, just with all these guys getting on.
Don't make that the story. Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
I just think it'd be a nice setting.
Yeah.
Because they always go on about, like...
Get a writing.
Yeah, they always go on about, like, how, you know, the humans aren't ready for the Silurians. I think that was in Chibnall's one, wasn't it? The humans aren't ready for the Silurians yet and stuff like that. And I think the whole stuff about the Zygon stuff was, like, we've got to stay hidden because otherwise, you know, we're not ready to work together yet. But it'd been quite nice to see a future where they were working together and they were all being mature about it.
Just in 100 years' time where they'd finally gotten over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, agreed. Agreement.
Okay, yeah. Yes.
No.
Yes. No.
What were you looking up? You were looking up some.
I was just thinking, I've got my list of like sci-fi stories.
Oh.
That I've just like little synopses that I thought would be neat ideas. Let's run that. So I've now changed the note to sci-fi stroke fantasy stories because I thought of a few other ones.
Oh.
So we've had an alien. I think I've said this to you, but not like on the podcast.
Everything following is copyright The Invisible Tower.
It's copyright Christian Dainton.
Yeah. Yeah, you are the Invisible Tower, though, aren't you?
That is true. I'm like a living TARDIS.
Yeah. You are the tower. That's why we can never find it, because you are it.
It's up my bum.
It was within you the whole time.
It's like in the Stanley Parable. There's a bit where you have like an emotional support bucket, And at one point you lose it, and the narrator's like, then Stanley understood. The bucket was inside him the whole time. It was really painful. Anyway, so, number 1. An alien invasion fails due to unexpectedly high level of resistance and they're cut from home, etc. And they end up just becoming another nation on Earth.
Yeah.
Number 2. Aliens start to set up research bases on Earth. We're so beneath them that they don't even bother with diplomacy. They just treat us like we might treat the wildlife being studied in Africa or something. Number 3.
That sounds... was there a Sixth Doctor audiobook like that with the Sea Devils?
I don't know.
Or the Siluri? I think it's one we've got.
I can't remember it.
And was it the Sixth Doctor one with the, like... there was like a Sea Devil, and they'd been here for years, and back in the past they'd considered humans just like the animals, but nowadays they still did that. And was it the Galapagos Islands one?
I can't really remember it, if I'm honest.
But yeah, okay.
It's my original
your
idea.
tea leaf.
No, my idea.
Copyright Christian Dainton.
Thank you. Number 3, an empire of self-replicating military robots, originally used by a race to conquer planets autonomously, now continues to do so millennia later after the race that created them is long gone. Brackets, or is it? Question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, 1, close bracket. Number 4. Time travel is possible, but only from the point in time when it's first discovered. From that point on, linear time ceases to have any meaning, and travelling in time is the same as travelling in space. Culture and technology-wise, it's all the same.
Okay.
Number 5. I got that idea from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, to be honest. Number 5. Species with hibernation, like bears hibernate and shit. Society originally developed along the lines of gathering food all year, hibernating, then using food stores while planting the next batch of crops, with some hunting as well. Millennia later, only the ruling class hibernate, and any prole that accidentally discovers this is quickly removed. So all the nobles and the kings and everything all still hibernate, whilst all the plebs have to still work throughout the year and not hibernate. Accidental hero, 2 demigod-type entities waging a war across the galaxy, and because one of them foils the other, they end up becoming a hero to thousands.
They weren't trying, they just beat the person
Yeah. They're actually just as bad as the other person.
Yeah.
And then...
Like is if the Master and the Rani were having a...
Yeah.
And the winner got to rule the planet.
Yeah.
But it's like, you don't really want either of them.
Yeah. And then finally, an Earth-like place, or like an alternate timeline sort of one this is. So an Earth where explosives were never discovered. Coal and oil are still around, so engines and industrialization still happened. Modern armies are dressed in stab-proof material with like modern helmets but with ear and neck guards like a Roman helmet. Tanks with openings for ballistae instead of guns. Bows are composite carbon fibre. Crossbows have a top-loading magazine and are easy to reload with a simple lever mechanism. Elite troops use a modern version of the Welsh longbow. Combustibles like napalm used occasionally. Troops still use the sword and spear with personal crossbows. I thought that'd be quite a cool little...
I didn't know. I've always kind of liked the idea of like an alternative timeline where maybe we didn't discover like cars and stuff, so we're all still like using steam trains and shit like that.
Airships and things like... It's very steampunk, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was thinking it'd be quite cool, like if explosives were never discovered, so that guns never discovered, but like... I was trying to imagine, like, rather than like a sort of Victorian-style steampunk world like these stories normally are, it's still a modern world, so they still have coal and oil, so like combustion engines and things like that. They just never discover gunpowder. So I was trying to imagine...
Pete's worldy in a way, maybe.
Yeah, I guess. Although I don't know if they have guns or not.
No, we don't see that far through.
No. But I was just imagining, like, the modern world, but just no guns were ever invented. What would an army look like? And that's why I thought it'd just all be like quick-loading crossbows and spears, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
There we are. Christian stories.
No. Get on them then.
I will not. So on that bombshell...
Copyright whoever decides to steal the ideas.
On that bombshell, that's it.
Oh, piss off.
Thanks. Oh, let's do the outro. Let's do the outro for a change.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
I can't remember when we do or don't half the time.
No. So there's all variations, like thank you for attempting to listen. Thanks for listing slowly to the left, and thanks for glistening.
Thanks for glistening. Thanks for blistering.
Thanks for blistering.
Yeah, we've blistered your ears with our utter drivel.
We've blistered your ears with our toxic salve.
Yeah. The sound your ears make, blistered.
Yeah. That's the sound you constantly hear them popping, like if you listen to a bowl of Rice Krispies.
Yes, okay.
And that's actually
Crap,
where...
Snackle and Dop.
That's where LV little elves come from. They grow out of the blisters, like seed pods.
Oh, it's like the living boil on the character in Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that.
No, you do as I say. Destroy the world.
Oh man! Thanks everyone. You can find us. Invisible Tower on YouTube. TS Reactions on YouTube is Aussie. Christian 444 is where we intersect. Misty Trees is where we intersect. The links are all somewhere.
You can find us. Good luck. Here's a map.
You can email us.
Fuck, bitches.
contact@invisibletower.net.
Oh yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
This
That would
has
be
been
an
an
idea.
Invisible
Yeah,
production.
actually, wow. Why haven't we ever thought of that before?
We've just invented it. Just been invented.
Oh shit. Yeah, do that. Do with that.
Oh man, that's enough.
Yeah.
Bye.